and then banning you and others from their right to free speech and give a counter view. Why did the Indian government go along with it? Because, as you are saying, as you said, the ivermectin is available over the counter in India. It's a very inexpensive thing, very good for India because you could treat lots of people. So you would think that the Indian government, the health ministry, would jump on this bandwagon and start championing it. And Indian government would be out there doing clinical trials. Forget Bill Gates. You don't need him to do clinical trials. India does a lot of clinical trials. So why do you think the Indian government has not played a constructive role in this?
Well, many governments around the world are very influenced by what the World Health Organization states. So if the World Health Organization states that ivermectin is dangerous and shouldn't be used for COVID, most governments of the world are going along with that. I think there's a fundamental flaw with how the World Health Organization and other authorities and governments are looking at this. There just seems to be a suspension of common sense. We're in a pandemic. Many people are dying and suffering long consequences of having COVID. We're not talking about scabies here or worms. And they are not listening to the experts who are on the ground who are treating COVID. They are not looking at the real world data in countries that have employed it. I mean, in fact, several of the states in India have used ivermectin. They started using ivermectin, like Uttar Pradesh, in May when they started having a spike again in COVID. And their death rates are much lower than countries like the UK and the States after using it. So it's just been this absolute nonsensical way of looking at the evidence, constantly calling for trials. There's no need for more trials on ivermectin. When you're repurposing a medicine, you don't need trials. You just need to give it to a few people now and see if it works and use it. We already have the evidence that it's safe. We know it's cheap. And we have evidence from trials. We have evidence from real world data. We have evidence from observational studies. We know its mechanism of action works. So to insist on trials for this old medicine is totally inappropriate in the context of a pandemic.